Hello, welcome to Eye on Africa here on France 24. I'm Yunke Etade. Coming up in the programme, tragedy on the Gulf of Aden. At least 76 people killed and dozens missing after a boat carrying mostly Ethiopian migrants sank off the coast of Yemen. It's the latest incident of migrants travelling through what is a notorious gateway, desperate to reach wealthier Gulf states. We take you to a church in Lagos where a message of hope is delivered through hands and hearts. With sermons in sign language, the Christian Mission for the Deaf is carving out a space of belonging for a community often overlooked or misunderstood in Nigerian society. And South Africa's former cricket coach is on a mission to get more children batting, with new cricket facilities now being built in schools across Cape Town's townships. The ex-coach is looking to give children opportunities on the pitch and beyond. Thanks for being with us. We're starting in Ethiopia, where the Justice Minister has confirmed to state press that the country has handed down death sentences to 5 individuals convicted of human trafficking. It's a first in Ethiopia, where thousands risk everything to escape conflict and poverty by embarking on perilous journeys overseas. Well, the sentencing comes in the wake of one of the deadliest migrant shipwrecks of the year. Tragedy struck when a boat carrying mostly Ethiopian migrants capsized off the coast of Yemen, claiming the lives of at least 76 people, with dozens more still missing. The UN says the vessel had been carrying 150 people. They were headed to southern Yemen, a notorious gateway for traffickers smuggling African migrants desperate to reach wealthy Gulf states. Here's Charlotte Lamb on that story.
Rights groups call it one of the most dangerous migration corridors in the world. From the Horn of Africa across the Gulf of Aden to war-torn Yemen. And on Sunday, one boat attempting to make that journey capsized, killing dozens. Security sources say at least 150 people were on board the boat that sunk off the southern Yemeni province of Abyan. A search for those still missing at sea continues. Every year, hundreds of thousands of migrants, mainly from Eritrea, Ethiopia and Somalia, set off on the dangerous journey known as the Eastern Route. Their goal is to reach Saudi Arabia, but first they must cross into Yemen, a country already torn by war and poverty. Despite being one of the most treacherous, it's a migration route that's often overlooked and left out of mainstream discourse. Those who survive the sea journey to Yemen often spend months there before making the trek over mountains towards the border. There they face another grave threat, with increasing reports of Saudi border guards shooting at those trying to cross. Human Rights Watch says hundreds have been killed since 2022. Those who reach Saudi Arabia often find work in low-paying, labour-intensive jobs with limited legal protections. The UN's migration agency says often these are not just economic migrants. Many are fleeing conflict, political repression, and increasingly climate disasters.
Next, an update on efforts to broker lasting peace between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. The two sides have now agreed to an outline of joint economic plans, a key part of a peace deal signed between the two countries last month. It's an important step, but there has been comparatively little progress on security commitments, such as the withdrawal of Rwandan troops from Congo or the dismantling of the FDLR militia group. Emmett Livingstone has more now from Kinshasa.
The governments of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda are making progress, albeit slow progress, on the historic peace deal recently signed between the two countries. Representatives from Rwanda and Congo on Friday agreed to an economic framework provided for in the deal, which concerns cooperation on energy projects, infrastructure, mineral supply chains, and more. This is a key part of the peace agreement that Congo and Rwanda signed in Washington in June after the US put heavy pressure on both sides to negotiate. The idea is that economic integration between Congo and Rwanda will decrease tensions. Both countries have been at loggerheads for years over M23 rebels in eastern Congo who are backed by Rwanda. Tensions massively increased earlier this year when M23 fighters and Rwandan soldiers captured the two largest cities in eastern Congo. Under the terms of the Congo-Rwanda peace deal, Rwandan troops are meant to withdraw from Congolese territory. And on the Congolese side, the FDLR militia, which Rwanda views as an existential threat, is meant to be dismantled. But this crucial part hasn't been put into action yet, over a month after the signing of the peace deal. Both sides are due to hold talks related to the security component of the deal in the coming days, according to the US government. Separately, Congo is also negotiating with the M23 rebel group. Talks aimed at finding a lasting peace agreement are due to start on Friday. There are still tensions on the ground in eastern Congo, however, and fears that fighting could resume if the various peace efforts fail.
South Africa is still reeling from a 30% tariff imposed by Washington. President Cyril Ramaphosa saying today that the levies set to hit certain exports are very punitive. Pretoria has been the hardest hit in sub-Saharan Africa by President Trump's tariffs. The tax is set to affect some 30,000 jobs in the country, and the government is now putting together a plan to shield businesses against the fallout. Take a listen to what President Cyril Ramaphosa had to say earlier.
While we must act with urgency and purpose to limit the impact of these very punitive tariffs, we must also undertake measures to ensure the resilience of our economy and exports into the future. We will continue our engagements with the United States with a view of normalizing trade relations and generally strengthen bilateral relations.
To Malawi, where election season is well and truly underway. Former Presidents Peter Mutharika and Joyce Banda have now both launched separate campaigns aimed at unseating President Lazarus Chakwera in September's upcoming vote. Addressing thousands of supporters, 85-year-old Peter Mutharika vowed to rescue the country from political and economic hardship. Meanwhile, Joyce Bandana is pledging to prioritize youth empowerment and job creation if she wins. Concerns about runaway inflation nearing 30% and a severe economic crisis are set to dominate the polls in Malawi, where nearly 3/4 of the population lives in extreme poverty. Next, they may not be able to hear the drums or the songs of worship, but that hasn't silenced the faith of a unique congregation in Lagos. At the Christian Mission for the Deaf, the message of hope is delivered through hands and hearts. The church offers sermons in sign language, along with tuition and vibrant social gatherings, creating a space of belonging for a community often overlooked or misunderstood in Nigerian society. Clemens Walla takes up the story.
In this church in Lagos, hymns are not sung, but signed. Here, the parishioners are deaf or hard of hearing, but that doesn't stop them from participating with joy and energy. Remy Akinremi is one of the pastors of the Christian Mission for the Deaf. Every Sunday, he preaches from his pulpit in sign language. In Nigeria, people with physical or mental disabilities are very often marginalized or rejected by society. Influenced by traditional beliefs, some consider disabilities to be divine punishment. For many of these parishioners, these special masses for the deaf are one of the only times where they are the norm, rather than the exception. According to the Nigerian National Association for the Deaf, almost 10 million people out of a population of 232 million are deaf or hard of hearing. But despite several laws enacted to combat discrimination against disabilities, Nigeria remains severely lacking in adapted infrastructure.
Now, it's been just under 2 months since South Africa's thrilling victory at the World Test Cricket Championship in London. Yet many South African children have no access to the sport. Determined to change this, the former national team coach has taken on a mission close to his heart, building cricket facilities in schools across Cape Town's townships in the hopes of creating opportunities for the children that go beyond the pitch. Tom Canetti and our team on the ground have this report.
While the national team celebrates its historic victory, most township schools in South Africa remain without even basic sports facilities. But in the heart of Khayelitsha, the girls from Chris Honey Secondary School take on the boys. Since this pitch was built, cricket has taken root in one of the country's most unlikely places.
Last week we were having a game against boys and they won. So, yeah, they are outshining boys at times.
For Suwila, the under-19s captain, cricket has become more than a game. She lives in a community plagued by crime and limited prospects. But the sport is teaching her how to face life's bigger challenges.
Being tough, like, it's something that can help me to analyze some situations that are more tougher than playing cricket.
Her mother has seen the transformation firsthand.
Cricket helped me to raise her as a single mother. I am thanking to the coaches to help my daughter. She's here now because of that cricket. I am a proud mother.
The change was made possible by Catch Trust, an initiative founded by former national player and coach Gary Kirsten. It not only built the full-size pitch, but an indoor training facility which is used for more than just sport.
The initial vision was to use it specifically for cricket, but it's actually, much more involved than that. We run coach education sessions here. We do all sorts of outreach programs in the centre here. Women's health, financial literacy. When these kids leave class at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, many of them, just walk home and they're left to their own devices. But to have a structured program in place, I think is, crucial to them. It gives them, many of them, a sense of identity and purpose in the afternoons. And so once you give them that access, they thrive.
Next year, Catch Trust will bring Samila and her team from Khayelitsha to London for the Women's World Cup. They'll play against top competition and watch their sporting idols show them what's possible.
Well, that's it from all of us on the Eye on Africa team, but do stay tuned to France 24.